What's up, good people? As you can see, I got the wrong background up, so give me a second to get that out of the way, and we shall get it cracking. One moment. There we are. What's up, folks? Welcome, man, to the latest episode of the Sim Standard podcast. One half of the Sim Standard, well, 1/3 of the Sim Standard is in the building right now. Smitty will be on momentarily, but as you guys can see, I got so much going on. I still have my Steelers background up there. I don't know, but what's happening, folks? What's happening? How's everybody doing? I'm gonna just rap with you guys for a little while, man, until Smitty gets here. It's gonna be a short show tonight. Really short show tonight, guys. So very short. But how's everybody doing, man? Let me chop it up with you guys in the chat, in the comment section really quick before we get cracking. Basically, what we'll talk about tonight, man, is we want to talk about, will you be interested in Madden 22 if they ... In this video tonight, the stream tonight is inspired by Eric Rayweather. Great video he put out a little while ago, man, a couple days ago, I think now, maybe yesterday, maybe the day before. But he basically talked about the expected 5 changes that he would expect to Madden 22's franchise mode, based off of what EA Sports has told us in the past, as well as, just light speculation, things that you can look at and you can assume that they will have this coming our way. And my question to the people tonight, as well as the discussion me and Smitty will have, is whether or not these things will suffice. All right? That's what we're going to talk about. But let me see if anybody's in the chat section. If you guys are here, give me a nice hello or what have you. Anything you guys might want me to dive into, man, talk about, give my opinion on, feedback on, whatever, until Smitty gets here. Like I said, until Smitty is here, he'll be here momentarily in a few minutes. I'm really just kicking it with you guys. Hope everybody's day has been well. Ironically, coincidentally, it's my birthday today as well, which is another reason why I'm not going to be on past 10 o'clock tonight. My evening was cut a little bit short because of the show, for one. And, for two, my wife and I are still going to hang out and chill out for the rest of the night, man. Just hang with each other, enjoy each other's company. I'm off tomorrow. So that's why the show will be relatively short here tonight. And how many of you guys out there getting MLB The Show, man? Come on, man. I don't see anybody in the comment section. I know you guys got something to say. Give me something to talk about to you guys until my co-host arrives. Anything. And speaking of MLB The Show, man, did you guys check out the stream from earlier today? I didn't get a chance to see it, so I would love to hear your thoughts on that. I think they talked about Diamond Dynasty and their live content feature that's coming in MLB 21. I know tonight, as I look here on my screen where the PlayStation 5 lives here to my left, you have the standard edition, which if you get that one, of course, you're not going to be able to rock out tonight. But if you get the Jackie Robinson edition, whether that is the standard Jackie Robinson edition or the digital deluxe edition, you will be able to play tonight. It's 4 days early access. And there you have it. Comments are disabled. Okay. Hold on. One second. I don't know why that is. One second. I'll fix that. I will fix that. No wonder the good people ain't talking. Y'all can't. Comments are disabled. Why are the comments disabled? Interesting. All right, guys, give me 2 seconds, man. Give me 2 seconds. I'll get it together. But at least virtually, you guys can think what it is you're going to say once I get the comments together. Well, shout outs to 40 Nickel there, man. Shout outs to my good people over there. I know that's Zulu and company for letting me know that. Let me see what's going on, man. I'm sure you guys got something to say other than just watching my ugly mug, right? What's going on? What's happening here? I didn't disable the comments. I'm confused. Disabled comments. Why? Oh, I think I know why. Hold on. I think I know why. There we are. I think you guys can comment now. So fire away. It's because I chose yes to by accident. I usually choose no, but on YouTube now you have to choose whether or not the content is suitable for kids. I hit yes by mistake. Had I not hit yes, you guys would have been able to comment. So you guys should be able to comment now. So you guys let me know. You're gonna hear me write some quick tags in here, guys. I'm all over the place tonight. Y'all gotta forgive me, man. It's my birthday today, man. Y'all gotta forgive me, man. My mind wasn't all the way into the show. You know what I mean? What else? Madden 22. Let's say wish list. All right, we should be good now. Everybody can hear me. Everything fine. There we go. There go the comments. What's up, folks? All right, let me see what y'all got, man. Shout outs to the homies Zulu, Shadow Slayer, Angel Morales. What's up, Angel? Dre Watson. Cool, awesome, back in business. All right, I'm glad to hear it. Happy birthday to me. Thank you, everybody, for the happy birthday wishes. Appreciate that, guys. Especially in these crazy times, man. In these crazy times, man, whenever we can just get another year of life, you got to appreciate it. Even though most of us are relatively young. I say relatively because I would assume most of you guys who comment on my channel, I know I have some younger viewers, but we all range between, on the low end, about 25 up to about 45 to 50. I've had some guys even 50 years old, even older than that watch my show and the Steelers show, this show. So I appreciate all supporters, but that's generally, I notice my analytics tell me is the age range is right around there. So I say all that to say we're still all relatively young, right? Whether you're 25 or 50, right? So as long as you can continue to get another year and another one like DJ Khaled, all you can do is appreciate that, man, especially in these crazy times. Wow, Angel Morales says he's 56 years old, man. Shout outs to you, man, in good health, shot your way. Older age is a blessing, folks. It is. I'm sure we all here would love, we'll love the day, or at least say we will appreciate the day when we're 56 years old. But I appreciate that, man. And see, as you can see, guys, you're able to attract different demographics, man. So, Angel, salute to you. Like I said, good life and good health to you. And thank you for being a part of whatever it is I do. Look at that. Ron Simpson, 58. Look at that, man. See what I'm saying? Gaming brings us all together, right? Gaming and sports. Doesn't matter your age, right? All right, so give me some things to talk about, guys. Again, I'm freestyling tonight until Smitty gets on. But when Smitty gets on, for anybody who's watching this or who will see this on the replay, short show tonight. We're only doing total an hour. I have to be done, packed up, and finished by 10 o'clock. My birthday is today. I cut my afternoon or my evening short to jump on the show, so I got to cut it even shorter to get off the show so me and my wife can still hang out and have a relatively, just hang out and embrace each other moment. Yeah, I know, spend some time with the family, yada, yada, yada. Off tomorrow. So there you have it. Yeah, getting ready for the show. Yeah, I think I'm getting it, man. What you guys, which one of you guys rocking with? Y'all, it looks like if it's tonight, you got to be getting the Jackie Robinson edition. So are you guys doing the standard edition or the deluxe? I haven't pre-ordered mine yet, but I probably will do it here in a moment. So, I can technically have it pre-ordered. I don't know if I'm going to get to it tonight. It all depends. Nah? Y'all read between the lines. But yeah. NFLPA is pushing for a no offseason program. I saw that. Wow. Wow, Ron. Ron says with a heart operation, man. So if you said with a heart operation, it sounds like you've already had it. So with that, I would like to wish you great health going forward. And I'm glad that you're able to tell us about it. You know what I mean? So, shouts and prayers to you, man. That your body will heal the way it needs to heal. Let's see. So I did see something about that. I saw Cam Haywood talking about the off season. I did see that, and he was saying that he wouldn't mind, a virtual off season. He wouldn't mind. Now I got mixed opinions about that because I kind of feel like this when it comes to that. What about the young guys? I feel like the young guys are at a disadvantage because they don't get that same on the field time. But if they're saying off season, is that including the preseason? I doubt it because I'm pretty sure that they're still going to have, they're still going to have preseason game. I don't know. I don't know what that all entails. And I'm assuming this would be for next season. We know that's not going to happen this season because, of course, Cowboys and the Steelers are playing in the Hall of Fame game. If everything goes the way it's supposed to, they put it off last year. So ideally they would want to get through it this year. So, I'm assuming from what my man Zulu is saying is this would be next season. But again, like I said, I don't know how I feel about that, man, because, the young guys are really at a disadvantage. Really at a disadvantage. Let me check on Smitty. Because I definitely want us to breeze through the topic, man. I don't want us not to have time to do that. All right, he should be here in a minute. Leonardo says, will Madden never stop allowing MLB cover 50, middle linebacker cover 50 of 50 yards of real estate? I think is what he's saying. Kills the realism. Yeah, man. And what's funny? When the game launched, and I'm going to be honest, I haven't played Madden 21 against a user in a long time. I've played a few lobby games here and there on the PS5, but since I've been on the PS5, which was relatively quick, I think I ended up getting mine when I think it was when Walmart was doing that Black Friday sale thing. And they had the 4 dates. It was like a couple of weeks or so after the initial push. It was like a week or so after that initial drop. I was able to get mine. Some of you guys remember live here on the show. My wife bust through the door and telling me, SimFBallCritic, you are now the owner. Remember, she was the one who secured it. I was trying during the show, couldn't get through, and she got through, right? But anyway, since I've been over there, I haven't played against a user, especially not competitively. Like I said, I played a few lobby games here and there on the PS5 just to see what people are doing out there, but I haven't played it since, coming over to the PS5 because Madden is Joe. I got Smitty here, guys. I'm about to bring Smitty on so we can dive into it. Let me fix us up here. There we go.
Okay, there we go.
Let me get my headphones on so I can hear Smitty when he's ready to go. I just haven't, I haven't really played anybody since being on the PS5 other than the lobby because Madden 21. Oh man, I'm all tangled up. Hold on, Smitty.
All right.
Madden 21, man, is just. Listen, you guys see me have an enjoyable experience when I'm on the stream, right? A lot of people have even told me, man, you make the game look better than what it really is. But it comes down to how we play. Smitty, I'm sure, has the same experiences when he plays Madden. It's how we play, right? But,
yep.
And I'm a little long-winded there, but to answer what my man was saying about the MLB covering the whole field, it just has too many of those moments, and it has too many of the two-man animations overriding everything. So playing a user is just not. It's not an enjoyable experience. So hopefully in Madden 22, which this will lead us into the topic, outside of gameplay, because I'm not even going to talk about gameplay, which in reality I am. But again, the video that Eric Rayweather put up a day or so ago, that's what tonight's topic will be about, man. It's inspired by that. So before I even dive into that, let's throw it to Smitty. so Smitty can say hello to the people. What's going on, Smitty?
Yo, what's going on, man? I'm good. I just got in the door like a minute ago. Had to take care of multiple things, so I apologize about the tardiness.
No, you good, brother.
But no, man, I'm good, man. You're talking about Madden, so I mean, look, just I don't know everything you were talking about, but the thing about it is my man 2K Football Now posted a clip of Brett Favre.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, the fact that, I tweeted it and it got a good amount of likes. And I quoted it and I said, like, this is a 2007 production that has more animated fluidity, like in terms of replicating authentic football. This game is still doing it at a better clip than what's out on 2020 on these new consoles. You know what I'm saying? And it's like Madden 22, I bet you we're going to be able to say the same thing there as well, regardless of what, kind of improvements they may bring forth to the table. Now, I didn't see E-Ray's video, so I don't know.
We'll get into it. I'll give you the list. Yeah, man. And y'all know with us, gameplay and franchise goes hand in hand. So we'll jump right into it, guys. Because like I said, man, we're gonna be done relatively quick tonight. Here are the topics, basically. And I'll read them to you, and then I'll scroll them across the screen as we're talking about them. In his video, he basically spoke about 5 changes that would be coming to Madden 22 as far as franchise mode, right? Okay. And y'all know how Eric does his videos. And I will say this. I don't want to give any secrets away, but he's very informative in terms of, remember how I used to do certain videos and I would kind of talk about things that I thought was going to happen and then it ended up happening. Not saying that it's for certain, but Eric does a good job too with piecing things together, paying attention to what they said last year or pays attention to when this update came out last year, so it should be coming. You know how he always does those. Here comes another update, and he knows when it's coming. It's a lot of times, for one, he's been behind the curtain like us. Not saying he's giving information away, but what I'm saying is you learn the cycle and you kind of understand how they tick, and you can kind of predict where they're going, given that you think the bosses are also on the same page. So that's always a thing. Playbooks. Remember how they talked about how the playbooks was going to be updated on the fly? We ain't really seen none of that this year.
Rarely.
What happened to that?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So the things that you predict doesn't always happen, but Eric knows why. Same reason we know why. But basically, he used his own kind of, logic, as well as he used what EA said and told us back in last June when they had to come out and fix Madden franchise, all of that. Hashtag caught all the steam and it forced them into a corner and they had to tell us what they were working on. So he used some of that. So basically, here are the 5 things, and then me and Smitty will get right into it. Coach and staff management, which we all know that's pretty much,
what Grady's shown in the background. So
right, because Eric showed that in his clip as well.
Yeah.
So we'll kind of discuss what that means. Scouting overhaul, create a team, scenario engine enhancements, and team management. And where I want me and Smitty to go with it is, like it says in the title, I wrote there, if Madden 22, and what exactly did I say? Hold on, let me look. I forgot my own title. But, but y'all saw it.
Will it be worth it?
Will it be worth it to you if they ... So it's kind of like I said, throwing a nod to Eric's video. So first thing up, Smitty, I guess we could talk about is this one. Trying to be fancy with StreamYard. Boom. Coach and staff management. Hopefully I spelled everything correctly because I was typing really fast. Well, I'll kick it off real quick. It's going to be hard for me to say, is it worth it? Y'all know I just did that as a funny little... let me say this overall before we even dive into this. If they hit on this, they hit on that. They hit on that, which creative team ain't that big a deal to me. They hit on this. And if they hit on that, let's say all of these things happen in Madden 22 from a franchise standpoint. I won't say if it will be worth it. And this is for everyone's own opinion, right? But as a total, before we tackle each one of these little, bullet points here, I think it would definitely show a sign of good faith. Yes, we could say, well, Madden should have been done that a long time ago. I don't think anybody disagrees with that. But at the same time, if all of that stuff is actually brought to Madden 22, I might have to look at it differently from corporate standpoint and be like, wait a minute. It's quite a bit there. Didn't think they was going to do that. And maybe the tide is changing. Because remember what me and Smitty has always said, until we see a different focus from up above, we're never going to believe that Madden will get to where it needs to get to. However, if they address all those things, I might have to look at them a little differently. Yeah, some people could say it's a little too late, but no, we can't say that because what all we've been doing is waiting for them to do something. Like This is the only real NFL game we have. I know use that word real lightly, but y'all know what I'm saying. So all we can do is hope that the only game that most of us really have to play, I'm not talking about old game, I'm just saying on these powerful consoles and all that, the only game that's brought to us in that fashion, we can only hope that they finally get it together so we can enjoy football, because most of us love football. So I would just say that as a total, and then we'll talk about these individual things. If they do deliver on those things, it'll make me look at them a little different. Like, okay, maybe they're finally changing. Who knows? But in terms of coach and staff management, I'm very brief with that. Then I'll throw it to Smitty. Good start. I would love to see more staff than just the offensive and defensive coordinators. Like I said, I heard that idea floating around for quite a couple years at EA, from development teams. They've been wanting to do something like that. So I don't know what the depth of it is. I would hope that it's more than just the OC and the DC. Like maybe there's more staff. I kind of, and it's kind of selfish for me to think this way, but I kind of don't want to see the crawl. Even though there's going to have to be a crawl like progression. What I mean is I don't want to see half stuff. Like I would much rather see a full complement of a staff in some capacity instead of it just being the OC and DC, unless, and this is a big unless the OC and DC has a direct effect on player performance and scheme and things like that, then they built all of that up. And that's why at this moment they can only get the offensive and defensive coordinator in there, then I might not have nothing to say. If it has a direct effect on how they perform, play, progress, practice, yada, 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 then I will say, okay, I get it. But if it's just bare bones, where it's just you can choose me or Smitty as your OC or DC, and that's it. We don't give you nothing. It's Sim and Smitty. Like, okay, EA, impress us with something else. But that's just my thoughts on that, man. Like, I want to see a full staff, or I want to see them go completely crazy with what's in there with the connections. But I don't know if that's going to happen. What you think, Smitty?
Yeah, there has to be, like, at this point, they got to be connected to the team. It has to be like, it has to be a combination of things like team scheme, player personnel, individual player chemistries, like a la Madden 05. Like you got to have, there has to be variables that will get players attached to those coordinators. That's just like players transferring. Why do players leave colleges? You know what I mean? The transfer portal. Why do NFL players leave teams at times? You know what I mean? Now, in the NFL, of course, they're trying to get their money. But the thing is, if they're also trying to be on a particular team, particular personnel, things like that, they're going to go to that team. You know what I'm saying? There should be an impact of who you have on who you have as part of your personnel. If you straight up say, man, we're trying to rebuild from scratch, we're going to get these kind of coaches and we're going to do this kind of thing, you're going to want to get rid of players like how Blake Griffin was disgruntled here, right? You know what I mean? It's the same kind of thing. Like the team is in rebuild mode, and it's like he's pissed off. So it's like, do what you can to get rid of said player and then rebuild. But even if or you may have that veteran that'll say, you know what, I love this coach, so I'm gonna ride with him. And see, you had that kind of stuff in Madden 05. So when you talk about coaching and staff management, it's like that kind of stuff. It would be sweet, like Sim said, it would be sweet if you had, I know that I highly doubt they're going to have this in Madden, but it'd be sweet if they had positional coaches. You know what I'm saying? Not just offense and defensive coordinator and that's it. You already had that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you've had that and it's meant nothing. So it's like, what if you had O-line, D-line, safety, running backs coaches, wide receiver, and it's like, oh man, you got rid of him. Like the Lions, they got dude from Tampa Bay. I think I'll probably mess the dude's name up. Keenan McCardell or Antoine Randall L. Somebody, whoever it is.
It's one of them.
It's one of them.
I think it's Randall L.
Yeah, I think it's Randall L. But oh man, you just got my man literally just won a Super Bowl and you got him over here? Like, that's going to be invigorating for your franchise, for your squad. That's going to boost morale for your team. In turn, that can help boost player chemistry, especially if you're building a team from scratch and you're trying to make something of it. So it's like, Sim and I say this stuff all the time, especially when the NFL season is going on. Like, what was it that happened with the Dolphins, Sim, a few years ago? We had brought it up on here, like when players were leaving the team or they felt so demoralized, they didn't even want to play. Like, they didn't feel like playing for the team.
Minkah Fitzpatrick.
Like,
thank you, Dolphins. We appreciate it.
Right? Appreciate you. The thing is, you don't have anything. You don't have it in your game where something like that could potentially even happen. And that's the point. With what MLB The Show, what we went over a few weeks ago with what they have, look at how far that is stacked out. I mean, they have projections for what they believe a player is going to be. By this time, this guy, he comes in as a 70 overall. He should be a 75 by year 3, year 4. Like, you have projections for your guys and stuff like that, what you believe they should be if they go on the track of development they believe they should go on. Like, you don't have anything like that. And this is stuff that's talked about in football, that's showcased in football. Based off of what this guy could do, we believe he can be this. And you don't have that element in Madden. And when you don't have that, and see, that's what makes it so demoralizing. I know I'm sorry I'm going off the track, but I just want to say this real quick, and then we'll keep it moving. Coaching staff management has been so dry with Madden and so meaningless.
Dry eyes.
Just like, right, you know what I'm saying? Just like, where Ben Stein at when you need him for that. You know what I mean? And it's just like, it's the same deal when you look at when it comes to drafting players, signing players, trading players, and stuff like that. There's no real difference. I mean, there is a difference, but you know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, well, this guy's got a higher rating than that guy. But it's like, but do you really see it? Does it really feel impactful in the game at all or not really? You know what I'm saying? If you get rid of this head coach and you replace him with you replace that winning head coach with a rookie head coach. Is it really going to make a big difference? No, it doesn't matter, and it hasn't mattered for a long time. So, and even with the playbooks, EA said it. They said they were going to update these playbooks, and nothing. They barely moved the needle with it at all. So it's like, am I expecting these guys to bring it big time with this coaching, the staff management? No. Are they going to do something about it? Clearly, we see they're doing something about it. But is it going to really be worthwhile to the point where it's like, I'm going to be immersed in this game all year round because of what they did on it? That side of the ball, I highly, highly doubt it'll be that immersive. So we'll see.
Yep. It's pretty much how we feel, guys. I mean, listen, again, it's not to poo-poo on EA and Madden, and it just is what it is. If you're not delivering, you're not delivering, right? And at this point, like I said, it's a prove it to me type of situation now with me. There's no more me getting excited by the news I hear. Again, I hate to keep saying this, but you're talking to somebody who's been there and seen features working, and I come back and they're gone. Who's been there and seen features on the docket that they show us early in the year. This is what's happening in this year's game. You come back later in the year, feature is gone. So when you have that type of background dealing with it, there are no expectations. I want you guys to surprise me. And if you do, then we can say, oh, okay, this is good. But until then, we'll see. So moving on. Scouting overhaul. Yes. That would be huge for me. So let's say we get those two. Let's say we get the staff, the OC and DC, and whoever else they bring into the table. Maybe it's just the OC and DC. But again, if the scouting has an overhaul, and that can mean many things. And like I said, make sure you guys check out Eric Rayweather's video. What I might do before we get off the show, actually, I can do it in. I can walk and chew gum at the same time, man. If you give me a second, I'll find it and I'll post it. Go check out his video, man, just to kind of hear his thoughts, as far as he goes into a little more depth as far as that, maybe it means this, maybe it means that. And that's what it comes down to. Like, even if they get this feature in, it depends on at what level. Because to me, and see now, Smitty, we can't talk about it without tying stuff together. This all ties into the staff now.
Yeah.
What if there's an option for me to send my OC or DC or scouts? Maybe we get scouts. Maybe that's the other part of the staff. And I can send them to a so-called pro day, or send them to the Senior Bowl, or I can send them to what am I talking about? The combine. And depending on, what I do or what points I allocate or whatever, there's something that can allow me to allow these guys to go. And if I take the time to do that, I get more information. Maybe you get information on their background. I mean, this could be endless. So yes, I would love something like that. So those are two features together, coaching staff, and then you have the scouting. If it's an overhaul, that would also pique my interest. But now we're just on number 2. So we can keep it moving. But go ahead, Smitty. What are your thoughts, man, as far as is that, scouting overhaul? Would that be enough for you to kind of be a little more interested? Because I guess the way we'll do this as we go through them, let's say we get 1 and now 2, and then we'll go on down the line. Let's say if we get all 5.
Yeah, if we get all the okay. So if we, along with that, this would help a little bit, only because the game, once again, has been lacking so much. See, the value of how much I'm going to care about the scouting along with the coaching, this goes hand in hand. It's all going to come down to the gameplay on the field.
That's right.
How diverse are players going to be on the field, whether they have abilities, superstar abilities or not? You and Sim, myself, Azure, many of us have said, we said way back console generations ago, years and years and years ago, we said that they should have, they should even have a tiered system with this stuff. when it comes to recruits, when it comes to players, because in NBA 2K, they definitely have this in their game. FIFA definitely has this as well. You can have a player that's a 62, 63 overall and has an ability or a special skill trait.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? They may not blow the hinges off everything, but they can specialize in something. And then they can build up from there. So it's like, yo, I'm going to invest in this guy. And as I've said many times on this show, Sim and I, we've shown videos and everything. FIFA, the organic play, physics, players colliding, all that stuff and everything like that. The physical body, along with the attributes and the ball being tangible and all that stuff. Those are the kind of things you got to have in Madden in order for it to really matter. NHL has that too. So it's the same kind of impact. It can't just be so stiff and rigid confinement in terms of who can do what, and that's it. So if you make the gameplay organic, then scouting is going to be amazing. If you have a dynamic injury system in terms of players physics playing a role in how players can possibly get hurt, that's going to play a major role in scouting too. So it's like the gameplay on the field is what's going to make all this stuff pop. But like, I'm just saying, if they make enhancements to make the gameplay feel a lot more in the organic realm, like if they take steps towards more organic, dynamic play, then yes, scouting will be phenomenal at that. That'll make it a phenomenal element at that point, even if it's not as built out. So,
yeah, man. Couldn't disagree more. I mean, couldn't agree more. That's what I meant to say. I couldn't agree more with that. It's all going to come down to how in-depth this stuff is, if these things make it, as well as whether or not, they actually make it, because it's still speculation. And I forgot, guys. I was supposed to be grabbing a video for y'all. I'll get it in a second. The next one, I could be very brief with this. Oops, let me stop the other one. Trying to be too fancy. See that? Create a team. Let me say this. It's not the biggest thing in the world for me, even though I probably would fool with it. If okay, so now we got the first two, and let's say this one comes with it. So now this is three things. I might fool around with it because it might be a little interesting now with scouting and all these things and coaching staff. If I have to build a team from scratch, it might be interesting, but that's not a make or break for me. However, I will say this. It's the same thing we always say about other games. If these other sports games offer this type of feature, then Madden is going to have to offer this type of feature. There's a crowd for that. I mean, hey, MLB The Show is advertising being able to create teams. And, we know you can do that, but now you can create a stadium. So there's a crowd for that. So, but honestly, it's not the biggest thing for me. So now we're looking at, if we got these three features, I feel way better about the first two than this one. Not saying it's a negative, but it don't really do much for me. But what you think, Smitty?
I think creating a team would only matter if it has the impact like 2K did a few years ago with it. Yeah. You could bring in 5 teams and they literally they fit into the league dynasty.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's where it has to be at this point. You got to evolve it to where you can bring them in to the scheme of things and have legit seasons with them. Like, it was a cool feature when the Texans were first introduced as a brand new team, and they were in Madden 02, I think. When you played in franchise mode, the first season you just played with all the other teams. And then the following season, you did the expansion draft. You had to let players go and stuff like that to be available for the expansion draft. And then they brought the Texans in. And you kept playing. Then you kept playing the years in your dynasty with them in there. See, it's like that's the innovative kind of stuff you got to have when it comes to creating a squad. Now you got to have something that pops more than just saying, hey, in a franchise you can add a squad, hey, you can relocate. Like, no, you got to do more than that. There has to be more meat on the bone. So do something like that, then yeah, it'll pop. Otherwise, whatever, I don't care.
Otherwise,
yeah.
All right, next up, guys. Boom.
Oh,
as you can see, I don't have much to say. Well, let me not say that. Let me backtrack a little bit. We said when they introduced this in Madden 20, remember that, Madden 20, and I want you guys to remember that because it's very important to my point. We said, this might have some potential. It all depends on what they do with it. Game came out. We saw that it was kind of bare bones. We were a little disappointed by that. They did add a few more scenarios later in the year. They added the 5th-year option. Okay, cool. Maybe this is a year 1 implementation doing the normal EA where we just put something in there lightly, then we'll work on it next year, possibly.
Right.
So then I thought, oh, well, surely in Madden 21, they will continue to work on that. They didn't. They did absolutely nothing to it. In fact, this is one of the bullet points that they're telling us that will be coming in Madden 22 that they're focusing on working on that. So my question would be, what was the reason to not continue to work on it in Madden 21? Like how do you introduce a scenario engine and just leave it? That's the kind of stuff that scares me when we think about all of the other stuff that they put on that document, on the article, the bullet points saying, these are the things we're looking to focus on. And that's the question. To what degree? To what length or to what depth are we going to get in these features? But I will say, with the scenario engine, I really do think there's a lot of opportunity there, but you got to connect the dots. See, now, y'all know me and Smitty are going to always connect everything. Now you can have scenarios in there. The OC and DC really matters now, especially if they affect the gameplay and the game plan the way they try to make us think they do now with this placebo. Yep. If they actually make it happen, what if now a scenario comes up where Jared Goff for on Smitty's, the new Lions, right?
Right.
What if he decides he don't rock with the offensive coordinator? Here's a scenario. We got a problem brewing in the locker room. Jared Goff is not happy with so I don't know you guys' coordinator's name.
Yeah.
But what do we do? Like, if you could do stuff like that, what if there's scenarios like Le'Veon Bell a few years back? I ain't signing that tag.
Yeah.
I ain't signing it. And if we can't get a deal worked out, I'll sit out. That could make it interesting.
Mm-hmm.
To me, I feel like there's a bunch of scenarios you can. It's like when me and Smitty always say, they could cheat and give us the stuff that we want with this engine, with dumping all of these possibilities in the scenario engine, but you got to make sure the game can compensate for it.
Right.
So again, it all depends on the direction they go, but I think there's opportunities to do something different and make it less less like stagnant and have it more random. We'll see, but what do you think, Smitty?
No, I'm right there with you. I mean, that's the whole thing. It has to feel like the mode has to feel like it has life of its own with all these parts. You know what I'm saying? And like, especially the scenario engine, it just can't be, you can't have a star player who's balling come up to you and say, I'm mad, I'm not getting passes. Now I'm gonna sit out or some junk. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, no, it's gotta make sense. And see, that's been the ongoing problem with the engine stuff is like you have scenarios that'll pop up that just don't make sense. It's like they're adding it in, but they don't truly care about it. See, they care about knockout mode. They cared about that. You see what I'm saying? They cared about the yard. Hey, SpongeBob and this and Campbell Soup that and, this jersey and this designer and all that. So it's like you care about it because look how much attention to detail you put toward it. Look how much TLC is going into it, even with Mutt. And people get upset with Mutt, but at the same time, they still look at all the programs they got. Look at how they'll shut the game off as they did. They shut all the servers down. Mud ain't working right. Oh no, that's our money. Hey yo, we're gonna shut everything off until we get this right and it works right. Like that's you gotta have that. You have to have that same level of care across the entire game and all of its aspects, not just certain parts. That's the key thing. So even with this scenario engine part, just focusing on that though, that's how you got to treat it. You got to give a care about it. You can't just say, hey, we got a bunch of scenarios. All right, we good. Like, no, they have to make sense based upon what's going on, what's happening, like the Le'Veon Bell situation he brought up, like the Jared Goff example that Sim said. If that happens, it has to make sense. You can't have your quarterback balling and then be like, oh man, I ain't seeing eye to eye with the OC. No, there has to be a gameplay element impacted. Like if you threw like 2-3 INT, let's say you played the next few games, you're getting sacked multiple times and you're throwing picks, multiple picks. Man, me and the OC ain't vibing, blah.
Mm-hmm.
The quarterback takes a tremendous hit statistic, like not statistic. Well, yeah, his ratings wise, like let's say you're an 85 overall, you drop down to a 75 or a 72. Dang, man, he's down in the dumps. Your confidence is down and your ratings are down. You gonna play through that funk, or you gonna see, hey man, let me see if we can get this next man up. Oh, and see, that's gonna make you think, what if you could start your season at the beginning of the draft, like how 2K has it, and then you like, dang, you know what? I should have went quarterback. I shouldn't have stuck with Goff. I should have went ahead and tried to get one of those rooks. One of those rook quarterbacks. That's what I should have did instead. Like that's the kind of stuff you could do. That brings that layer of intrigue into it right there. And see, that was stuff that even doing stuff like that, starting with the draft, that's head coach material. Mm-hmm. You had that in head coach. So these are the kind of things you got to do. But I mean, the scenario stuff too. You had all kinds of scenarios in NFL head coach that made sense. So it's like, bring that same TLC into that mode too. I mean, not that mode, that element as well, and you'll be golden. So it's always got the P word, that potential, but they got to realize the potential. I want to see the R word, realize something. I want them to actually, come through, you know what I'm saying, on that potential for a change. So.
Yeah, man, it's a lot of these things that they have to capture. And don't get me wrong, guys. That's why, I phrased the title of this video that way. This is we're only speaking from this standpoint of the ideas and things that Eric Rayweather pointed out in his video. And you know what? I keep saying, I'm going to get it right now and post it. And then we'll jump into pretty much the last part of the topic. And I don't want people to get lost in the fact of, we know there's a ton that they got to do. I mean, let's face it. They have a ton to do. The issue is, and actually let me grab Eric's video right now. So y'all might hear double audio for a quick second. Nope, there we go. I was able to pause it. The thing is, man, it's going to take a while for them to catch up. There's no ifs, ands, buts about it. There's no way around that. It's going to take them a while to catch up. So, I see a lot of people make their wish lists and this and that. And I'm like, it's cool. But when your wish list like 20 plus items, there's no way that people, I hope y'all don't really think that stuff is going to happen in Madden 22. It's impossible. There's no way. Now, can they make some strides? And actually, maybe we'll end with that. So let me get to the last part, and then we'll kind of wrap up with what I'm hoping they at least attempt to do in 22. So the last thing here, we get to the banner. Bam. Team chemistry. This wraps up everything that we talked about with the first two topics. Well, let's say the first two and then the last topic. Not so much create a team, but yeah, I guess you could throw create a team in that as well. Yes, if we get all of these features, I would be a little intrigued. at least from a franchise mode standpoint, because that to me, y'all might not agree, that would be significant changes for Madden. Listen to what I'm saying. If EA delivers all of that in franchise mode, that would be monumental, because we have not seen that type of implementation in an extremely long time. So that's why I'm saying that. I'm not saying it from a global standpoint. Oh, but it's still miss. We all know that. That's, again, it's the reason why I don't understand why every single year people are expecting that the game then change with 50 new features. That is never going to happen. They're too far behind. There's still a such thing as time constraints.
Mm-hmm.
So from a Madden standpoint, the way that we normally know that they improve and progress, if they deliver on all of these topics here in franchise mode, that would be significant for them. That would make me say, oh, okay, let's see what y'all do next year. But team chemistry has got to be there, man. I think it makes the game even better right at this moment if just team chemistry was there. And that's from coaching to position to offensive coordinators, defensive coordinators, if they're going to be in there, scouting, all of that should matter. Who you bring into the locker room. Look at what 2K does with the mentors and all of that. This got to happen. And let's even go further than that. And I'll be brief really quick. We talking like chemistry like me and Smitty and Azure talked with Kobe about probably 6 years ago now.
Yep.
Where he was the one who was like, Sam, what do y'all think about this? You got a rookie receiver, hasn't practiced, right? Quarterback, top guy goes out, the rookie got to come in. You got Roethlisberger back there trying to tell him to do this. He don't know what's happening because he ain't practiced. He looking at you like, what? Well, he don't know the play because there's no team chemistry. Runs the wrong route. You throw a pick. I'm like, wow. Like, and those are the type of thoughts the devs had. So that's why nobody can ever tell me that these devs don't want a great game. They don't know what they're doing. Nah, y'all will never convince me of that. Y'all can say what y'all want about Clinton and all them, but y'all don't know them from that conversation aspect that we have with these guys. That's what I'm talking about. That's another level. But even on a base level, the linemen, if you got these group of linemen guys that you've been able to keep on your roster for 4 or 5 years, they should have a boost.
Mm-hmm.
If you got the same receiver group with your quarterback, they should be able to build some chemistry. Things like that. You got the same corners, or you got the Legion of Boom back there that's been in the secondary together for about 4 years. That should mean something. But like we said, man, it all comes down to what this means and how it's implemented, and yada, yada, yada.
Yep. Simple and plain, man. Like I said, it all comes together. It's just like a tree. And these are all the branches and everything underneath, man. You got to have team chemistry goes into everything. Your coaching staff, your staff going to the team and everything. Because just like we talked about the Lions and all, cool to get Deuce Staley, cool to get Randall L, cool to get Dan Campbell and all that stuff. All of that is phenomenal. But we got to see how is it going to translate to the team. What kind of chemistry is going to form between the players and the coach? Just like Jim Caldwell, people talk bad about Caldwell, but at the same time, players like, man, we ride for coach. We play for him. That's chemistry. You see what I'm saying? You should have teammate chemistry. You should have positional group chemistry. You should also have coach chemistry. Yo, I'm feeling our D coordinator. Yo, I love our O coordinator too. Our head coach is all right, but I love our coordinator. See, that's the stuff you got to have. And that's all part of it. 2K got that kind of stuff in their game already. You know what I'm saying? MLB The Show, well, then I think they have stuff like that in their game. I'm not sure if they do have a morale system. I'm not for certain. FIFA had, well, no, I don't. Yeah. FIFA does have a system like that. Like players don't get playing time, they'll message you, stuff like that and everything. Or their manager will message you and say like, hey, yo, could you give them a little bit of PT and everything? And it's like if they end up scoring a goal, then that definitely is going to boost their morale. Like that's something FIFA introduced like years ago. I want to say like FIFA 15 or 16. I think they did that. So it's like, this is stuff that's been done already and it's been introduced. Y'all need to make it a priority to do it with Madden. Like I said, once again, the whole development TLC. Y'all give a care about MUT. Y'all need to give a care about franchise mode, core gameplay. Y'all got to get the same attention to detail, same building out, and you got to let these people work. That's why when you see Rex on Twitter and stuff like that saying things, he said, you just say, I'm looking on Twitter here real quick, and I saw my man, shout out to Mike McFadden, Goo, he was saying like, oh, there's a community manager position for EA for Madden. Should I apply for that? And then you see Rex down there in the chat, like with the GIF saying, nah. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, see, when you got, especially those two guys and what
Rex.
they did, Rex Dixon as well as my man Mike McFadden for what they did, and for him to be like, nah, you don't want to do that, dog. That says a lot. So that's why EA is very fortunate right now that, we don't know what 2K is going to be able to do as far as their game. But be very fortunate that there isn't legit competition because Madden would be in a world of trouble.
Oh, yeah.
So, but that's why we say try to bring it. And, you know, Sim, I know we're pipe dreaming here with our talk to a degree, but it would be nice if they could do 2 or 3 of these things.
Yeah.
So
all 5. I mean, if they did that, man, hey, I'd have to tip my hat.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, you know, it's much too early to talk about it now. But the gameplay, they just have to address a lot of these things, man. I mean, outside of some of the obvious issues like coverage, that's something that I think is one of the biggest issues is coverage in certain scenarios and AI. And that's regardless of how the players are moving or whatever. That you got to work on.
Yeah.
But then outside of that, man, just start now. I think they're at the point where start addressing the things that are there. Start removing the 2-man sequence animations as best you can. Start cutting back on that. Start allowing physics to be more important play by play on every single player. Those things alone make the game completely different. Completely. Because it addresses so many things. Get that 2-man override out of there, where it's a forced sequence, not just animation, a forced sequence. Well, put those guys together and make them do this. Get rid of that. Work towards physics on every player at all times. Build up on that RFID stuff that's in there with the player movement. And that's what I need you to give me for Madden 22. At least let me see you working towards those things with the physics and weight and all that stuff and the interactions. And if you get the AI together, and then if they deliver this stuff, okay, I'm looking like, all right, okay, show me what you got. But if not, I feel like it's going to be, you know, same song, same dance. So, but you know, Madden news should be coming out soon, man. I would expect. And we'll see what they're working on, hopefully. That's about it, man. As you can see, there's no excitement on our faces. It sucks.
If we were big baseball, this is the thing. If we were huge baseball fans, we would have been talking basically about MLB the whole show. We probably would have give a little sprinkle of Madden. I will say this though, because I know we got to go in a moment here. I will say this: ESBC. Okay.
Oh man.
All those announcements, all those boxers and everything like that. I know we didn't talk about it or nothing like that, but those dudes, I know all those players are not going to be in the game at launch. Some of those players are going to be DLC characters because they got to actually. I don't know if they're scanning everybody in, or you know, I mean, obviously some classic players classic fighters you won't be able to do that with. But I'm saying current fighters, I don't know if they're going to be scanning everybody in per se. and mocapping. I don't know how that's gonna go, but it's absolutely amazing what these guys have done. Amazing. You got kickboxers in there. You got, I guess, former UFC fighters or whatever. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you got in there, it's insane. And I'm curious as to who the fighters are that they're working on with deals, because I don't know if you saw the announcement they said, Sim, or not, but they did say they got some big names that they're they're into negotiations with right now. So I guess that's probably why we didn't hear an announcement about, they said from that show then, they was like, oh, we got an announcement next week or whatever. I guess things haven't been fully solidified. So,
man,
but that game,
y'all gonna see a lot of me playing that. I'm sorry, still a crowd. I've been trying, and I'm gonna get back. I'm gonna bring Madden back. And just in the streams, that's kind of how I play it now. You guys haven't seen an uploaded franchise game in forever because I just don't have. I'm fatigued on it right now. But streams will start to kick up again, and I will bring some Madden. I will bring MLB and definitely ESBC when that drops. And there you have it. Other than that, guys, we're gonna go ahead and run. I'm gonna try to enjoy the rest of this night, man. 2 more hours of my birthday. But on a personal note, just you all know how I am. I'm real. I tell you guys everything that I'm doing, just in case anybody is feeling away, or maybe this might help, maybe it may not. But I've been convinced. I've finally been talked into getting the vaccine, man, for COVID. Mine is tomorrow morning. Pfizer, which everyone has advised me that. I've been advised from many people. I have a cousin that's deep into the pharmaceutical world. He's like some big shot, and he was telling me that all of the medicine and stuff that's in it, he's extremely familiar with it. Da 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 da. Let me just give you all a quick rundown. My wife got the vaccine last Friday. Her brother got it Sunday. His wife got it Sunday. Come to find out, my wife's her mom remarried her current husband, which we've known for years. He got it, right? He's actually fully vaccinated. My father-in-law, my wife's dad, he's got it. He's fully vaccinated. Come to find out, my brother got it. Didn't even know. Found out he got vaccinated a few weeks ago, him and his wife. My father, fully vaccinated. And I'm like, geez, right? So they kind of backed me into a corner. Yeah, man. They kind of backed me into a corner, and then my wife hit me with the low blow. I mean, some of y'all know, the story. I'm not gonna get into it because I was overly sad today, it being my birthday, and y'all know the issue with, what happened with my mom and all that. My wife hit me with that low blow. What you think? You think your mom would tell you that? And I'm like, so they got me. So tomorrow I will be getting it at 10:30. So if you guys don't see me next, no, let me stop playing.
Let's say, oh no.
Nah, but it's weird, man. For everybody that I know, just to give again some personal experience, everybody that I know who've had Pfizer, they're fine. I mean, no side effects. My brother-in-law said his arm didn't even hurt. He actually bumped his arm. It was like, oh, but other than that, my wife's arm was sore for a day or two, but nothing. But everybody that I've talked to that has had Moderna has been sick off the first shot. It's weird. I don't know. I don't know anybody who's got Johnson & Johnson, which if you guys are watching the news, you might want to hold off on that. But so I just, like I said, I've put it out there, man, for anybody who cares to know. There it is. But other than that, man, Nev said I was sucker punch, man. They hit me with that. Oh, that's what's up. Dr. Funky said his mom's birthday is today.
Oh, that's what's up.
That's what's up. That's good. She must be a great woman. Great day to be born on. But yeah, that's it, man. We're gonna go ahead and get out of here. Thank you guys for tuning in. And since I talk to you guys every week, I feel like it's my duty. I'll give you guys a report next week on how I felt. I was telling them I'll probably be the one that have all the side effects because ain't nothing happened to them. I'd probably be laid out like throwing up. But I'll let you. Just because ain't nothing to happen to them, right?
Yeah.
I'll be the one that's gonna be done for. So, yeah, man. I'll let you guys know how that goes. Oh, what's this? Leonardo says there was some news on Pfizer today that raised some alarms. Yeah, man. I did see that they said something about it. They are now thinking that you might need a booster every year. And I'm like, see, here we go. Now let me be the first to say, this is it for me. I will not, because I'm the type of person, guys, I've never had a flu shot. Never,
Right.
not
Same
one.
deal. Same deal.
And I know we were vaccinated when we was kids, and when when my son was born, you had to get like the Tdap and all that for them. And I just generally don't do it. So I can guarantee you that this would not be a yearly thing for me. I can't even believe that I'm doing this. So yeah, you can forget that whole ordeal.
Yeah.
Yeah. But all right, man, we out of here. Hope you guys have a great night. Be safe, be blessed, be well. And we'll catch you guys next week. Peace.
Peace.